Using manipulatives is an excellent way to have young students start to explore collections of units representing numbers. A couple of examples we have here are using base 10 blocks and place value map, or using empty jars and popsicle sticks. Many teachers are already using these strategies in their classrooms to represent numbers, but the purpose here is to be very intentional in representing not only the collections of numbers, that is, place values of ones, tens, and hundreds, but also representing 0 as an absence of units within these collections. So 0 would represent a lack of units in the ones column. So if students were to begin using the jars to represent units, we would start counting with 0, and then as they were adding units, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Once students got to the number 10, they could then realize that they can gather this collection into 1 unit representing 1 in the tens column. So here we can say 1 represents 1 unit in the tens column, but the 0 here plays an important role because it doesn't represent nothing. It represents 10, or it's holding the place of 10 ones in the ones column. If students were to continue counting on with 2 units in the 10 column, 3 units, 4 for 40, 50, and so on until they had 10 units in the 10th column, students can then realize that they can gather up these units and make a collection which now represents 1 unit in the hundreds column. So we would represent this as the number 100. And again, it's important to have these conversations that the 1 in this number represents 1 unit in the hundreds column. The 0 here represents 10 units in the tens column, the 0 holding the place of that 10 units. And the 0 here represents 100 ones in the ones column, but this 0 holding place value for that 100 ones. And we can use the same strategy using the place value map. Here, if we were to have these place values clear, and we were looking at the ones column, we would represent this box here as being an empty collection or an empty vessel. And we would start counting with 0, and then we would go 1, 2, 3, and so on until we had 10 units. These units could be collected together to represent 110. And again, this could be connected together to represent 10 tens, which would be the number 100, and all the way up to 10 hundredths to represent 1,000. So by allowing students to explore single units and collections of units and viewing 0 as both a lack of units in a collection, but also adding value and holding the place of collections of units, we can allow students to help develop a deep understanding of 0's important role in place value.